everyone, it's Margaret Berry back again, and I have used some awesome adductor, hamstring, and glute exercises to help train you out of that quad dominance that we tend to get. This is so important because your glutes and your hamstrings and your adductors are important for your core and your pelvic floor. A lot of times when we're trying to rehab our core, we tend to not think about those muscles as being involved, but they are very much involved. So today I'm going to have you this little routine that you can do, so follow along and I hope this helps.
Go ahead and set up as shown with a 90-degree angle between the knee to ankle and your knee to hip. Put a ball or a pillow between the knees and then take a big inhale, and on your exhale you're going to think to squeeze all the air out as you squeeze the ball, pull the heels towards the ground, and your pelvis is not tucked and it's not arched, it's in a neutral position. So just continue to do that, feeling the activation on the hamstrings and the back of the body primarily, as well as your core. You can also use a pillow between the knees if you do not have a ball. You're going to want to go ahead and set up for this reverse hamstring activation. Keep in mind you do not have to use a foam roller, you can use anything, a box, or something that is slightly off the ground like the bottom of a staircase, but you're gonna lift up, you're gonna tuck the pelvis, lift up as shown, and you're gonna hold that position. So basically you're trying to feel that activation in the back of the hamstring. So you're gonna hold it for 30 seconds first, as I'm showing here. I love the roller because it adds an element of balance and you'll really feel it in your core as well. So you're gonna keep doing that, and then you're gonna just lift up and down. And as I'm showing here, the further the feet away from the body, the more challenging it is on those hamstrings. If you get to the point where that is easy, you can do a march and you'll really start to fire up the back of those hamstrings. Next is the slow glute bridge. Now, I'm using a band here. You do not have to use a band if you don't have one. I just like it because it reminds me of my knee positioning, which needs to be pushing out towards little toe. So you're just going to be going down and up, and as I'm showing here, the further the feet away from the body, the more challenging it is. And you're really focusing on not just seeing how far you can lift, but how good you can activate those glutes with every single lift. You can also put the heels up for a real challenge. This adds some additional back of the body activation, especially in those hamstrings. I also find that I feel my glutes more when I do this, and also further away from the body. Next is the tripod single leg deadlift. I love this move so much, and it looks easy, but it's really challenging. You're basically balanced on one leg. The back leg is just a tripod support for you. As you go up and down, keeping the hips level, keeping a straight line from the crown of your head to your tailbone as much as you can. And if you're doing this correctly, you will really feel it in the glute on that standing leg that is in the front here. So you're just trying to keep that activation. Some people will add bands, you can add weights to this. I recommend really honing in on your form first to ensure that you're doing it correctly. And lastly, we have this fantastic adductor and low ab move. So as you see, you'll set up like this. You're squeezing that ball to give you the power to lift those knees up off the ground. And you need to make sure that your back is not arched out excessively. If you're doing that, you're working your back and you're not working your core. So I'm slightly curled my back a little bit here. Watch yourself in a mirror and notice if you're doing that to compensate.